Hello, hi all. I hope you've all been keeping as well as possible. This is probably one of my first posts since COVID started, and I thought I'd share some small updates from the collection at least. And this is actually a new edition, as in new from 2019. In 2019, actually, in around February, I believe, of 2019, I did a small trip with my mom. We took the Queen Mary 2 from Singapore to Hong Kong, and then this was even back then. The shelves of the various watch boutiques and even the popular group type conglomerates, right? So, for example, in Asia, Cortina is a very large multi-brand, and they are actually right now the official retailer for Patek as well. And then there are other ones called like Hourglass. I think there's Sincere Watch, and they are all multi-branded. But so during my trip, we first arrived into Singapore. I checked, there was practically, this is, I'm referring to February, by the way, February 2019. There was practically nothing on the shelves, and at the time I wanted to change my 5147 annual calendar, which was a J. It was the yellow gold version, and at the time, just nobody had anything. So, but I have a contact who regularly is somebody I keep in touch with when I buy my Patek pieces, and I was able to get that organized when I was in Hong Kong, and then we returned back to Singapore. And so it's on the return leg that I was able to pick up the 5146R, which is so the same watch, same opaline white dial, but in rose gold. And so actually I can show you that one. That one is right here. Whoops. There's some bullion in the background. So there we go. I just gave it a quick wind as well, and nothing's been set. I just give it a wind. I regularly, whenever I access my Aladdin's cave, put it that way, I would generally give each one a wind, and that's over there. And then this is that watch roll, by the way, and it sits in this Aladdin's cave quite nicely. I just got my monogram on it, and and so then in December 2019 was the next break in Singapore, and on that trip, this was this was actually the only last piece they had, because this is discontinued in 2018, and here in 2019 still there. And this is an interesting one. So this is the 5170G. It's got the doctor's pulsation dial, so it's graduated for 15 pulsations in French. And what that means is a doctor would typically wear the watch. He would count 15 heartbeats once you start the chronograph. At the end of counting 15 pulses, you generally want to have a patient who's somewhere with a pulse of anywhere between 90 and 100. Oh well, that's 90 is a bit high, but maybe 80 to 100, right? So within the first 10 seconds, you can grab the pulse of somebody who's among the living. Once you move on to 15 seconds, yeah, that person's probably not with us, right? Yeah. And this watch, at first glance, it's got the lovely vintage look. I just love the mini track. The Breguet numerals are gorgeous, but some would complain it's the mini version, right? But still, it's just lovely. I mean, look, I'm just moving the camera, the iPhone around. Yeah, sorry guys, I've not gone to town. This is a total impromptu, but still, heck, the iPhone videos these days are pretty amazing, I guess. There we go, and then so the numbers take on the reflections, and they have a dimensionality to them. They're polished really beautifully. Ooh, and there we just saw that. Did you see that? Did you see that? So the minute counter is a complication that nobody really pays attention to on this watch. It's an instant jump minute counter. So what that means is, as the second hand keeps rotating through 60 seconds, right, it's tensioning a spring, where it's basically like a tooth type lever or arm, yeah, a lever against a tooth cog, essentially, yeah. And the cog, as it turns, it's like a cam type action. It's just lovely to watch, to see it flip on the background. I can just look at it for hours and hours on end. I might try to take my bench microscope and make another video of that. That just it's just lovely to see that. Let's watch it again. Here we go. Ooh, it just, wow, that gets me every single time. The pushers are buttery smooth. It's amazing, really buttery smooth. But there's one caveat with this watch. When you push the the starting pusher, you need to do it with confidence. So what that means is you're not trying to kill it, right? But you want to maintain momentum, follow through. You don't want to stop you don't want to hesitate in the middle of it, because you can kill the movement, because it requires continuous momentum, a smooth click. You're pressing the button, so just tell yourself I'm pressing the button and go through with it till it clicks. Don't stop halfway or anywhere in between. If you do, it's going to be a year or maybe a year and a half with Patek, right? With the current situation. And the other thing that obviously jumps out is the color coordination. So we have the two tones. So the second hand and the minute hand are darker gray, right? Just to say, hey, this is the chronograph, and these are the two things you'll be keeping an eye on when it's in chronograph mode. That's what you really care about. But then of course you have the running seconds there as well, right? But yeah, it's great. So definitely this is like the flagship of my collection. To be honest, these days I just don't wear the two Pateks, given a lot of factors. Mostly I would say social considerations, because I'm out in Sri Lanka. Things are really bad here. It's been really bad for a long time, to be honest, right? Maybe 20 years plus, but we're at the another whole level of really bad. Like people are dying. They don't have food. They can't live their basic lives, and it's just not right to wear this out and about. It's not that here. The interesting thing is, if I wear this watch, I would never get mugged. For number one, nobody cares for watches here, really. All in Asia, I would say mostly at least in Sri Lanka, India, you probably get mugged for gold. If you wear gold, a rose gold, or whatever gold, date, yeah, then you might get in trouble. But if it's platinum, white gold, no one bats an eyelid. People just want money and gold to survive, essentially. But I'm just keeping these now as collection pieces, and I prefer to wear everyday watches. So what's an everyday watch for me? Well, it's going to be GMT. Oh, it's in there. I'm about to switch on to it, or the day date, which is sitting there. And yeah, so I just mainly switch between the day date and the GMT2C, and yeah, that's where things are so far. I also picked up a new watch. Well, it's a vintage watch. It's interesting. It's it was released 1995 as per the model reference. It's an Omega, but the warranty card is 98, stamped in Japan. If you followed me long enough, you probably guessed it. It's a Speedmaster, so it's in the other watch box, the one with six slots, sitting next to my Sapphire Sandwich Speedmaster. I still need to sort out put a strap onto it, which is what I'm gonna do. It came with the original matching bracelet. It came with some extra links, but I'm not gonna wear that. I'm not gonna wear it at all, to be honest. It's just gonna be, as part of the Speedmaster collection. It's a caliber 861, and that's why I got it. It's 861, lovely dial, lovely patina, and it has the softness of the Hesalite crystal. So it has a really, in terms of the case and the tachymeter, bezel, all in really, really, really good condition. The only issue, the movement needs a service. So now sending it to servicing is a pain due to economic factors, especially back here. So the quick, so people wonder what am I talking about? So right now we are facing a fuel shortage, diesel and petrol in the country. The previous regime basically ran us bust. We basically have no FX, foreign currency reserves. So the country is basically begging the IMF for funds to import fuel, and India is helping out, I suppose. But I'm gonna say anything helping out, anybody helps out, but they want something back. They want to be paid back, obviously, fair enough. But it's just loans being stepped up on loans. But long term short, due to the fact that getting around in the city is near impossible now. Things like the watch shops, everything are closed down, or the service centers are just backed up. So yeah, I can't. It's unlikely to be done anytime soon, until the city starts to reboot here. Once it reboots, I might get it done. But yeah, now this video is starting to get a bit lengthy, so I'm just gonna sign off and just share this with you. I'm hoping to make some other videos coming forward, because there's been some traction on the fountain pen side as well, but I just haven't, formulated anything about that. But yeah, I think it's an interesting point that I will share some of the pieces that have come in, essentially. It's not what you're going to expect. It's not Mont Blanc, for sure. It's something far, 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 far better. Simply for the fact I buy these in bulk now, simply due to the nibs. The nibs are the best that I've come across. I unfortunately lost one pen it was probably in the February trip that I lost a pen. Yeah, no, not the February. Sorry, it would have been the trip in 2018. That's when I lost one of the pens. So I just managed to replace it with a new one from the writing desk in England, who's my usual supplier. Anyways, have a good one. Stay safe and see you in the next one. Bye bye.